Divine mercy in the parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32. The parable of the prodigal son is not merely the story of a wayward child, it is a profound revelation of the very heart of God. The center of the story is not sin, but mercy. The image of the elderly father standing there each day, gazing toward the horizon, deeply moves the human heart. He does not chase after his son, nor does he force him to return, nor curse the one who has left. He respects his son's freedom, even though that freedom breaks his own heart. Yet he never stops waiting. Perhaps every afternoon he goes out to the edge of the road, his eyes fixed on the distance. Deep within, he is not waiting for his son to return in order to condemn him, but to embrace him. Not to reopen the past, but to open a future. And when he sees his son while he was still far off, he recognizes him immediately. This shows that he has never stopped watching. He does not wait for the son to come near before reacting. He runs toward him. For an elderly Jewish father to run through the village would have been almost unthinkable at that time. But love compels him to go beyond all social conventions and dignity. He embraces his son while he is still covered in the smell of dirt and failure. He kisses him before the son can even finish his confession. This is the mercy of God. It takes the first step. While we are still struggling to find our way back, God is already running toward us. Yet the parable does not end there. The father also goes out to the older son, the one who stayed at home but whose heart was distant. He does not rebuke his jealousy but gently says, "My son, you are always with me." He shows mercy not only to the sinner who strays, but also to the one who considers himself righteous. God's mercy excludes no one. He suffers with the pain of the prodigal son in a distant land, but he also suffers with the hardness of heart of the son who stayed home. He desires not only to save us from sin, but also to save us from closed hearts. In both situations, the father is always the one who steps out first. He leaves the house to welcome the younger son. He also leaves the house to plead with the older son. God is always the one who takes the initiative in love. The real question is not how far we have gone, but whether we believe we are loved enough to return. Prayer. Merciful Father, many times I have been like the younger son, longing for freedom, demanding my own share, living as if I did not need you, and only when I fall into emptiness, do I realize that my heart finds true peace only in your house. Yet many times I have also been like the older son, physically close, yet inwardly distant, serving without joy, keeping the rules without love. I compare, I envy, and I forget that everything I have is a gift. Father, open my eyes, so that I may see your longing gaze each day. Let me feel your footsteps running toward me, even when I am still hesitant. Teach me to trust in your mercy, more than I fear judgment. Heal within me the shame that keeps me from returning, and the hardness of heart that prevents me from rejoicing. when others are forgiven. Father, may I not only be one who receives mercy, but also become an instrument of that mercy within my family and community. Grant that each day I may know how to return and how to open the door for others to return. Amen. 3 deep reflection questions based on the parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32. In my journey of faith, am I like the younger son, living in some kind of distant land because I choose to follow my own will, or am I like the older son, physically close to God but inwardly distant because of pride, self-righteousness, and comparison? Do I truly believe in God's mercy for me, or deep down do I still think I am unworthy to be forgiven and loved unconditionally? When I see others being forgiven, lifted up, and loved despite their past mistakes, does my heart rejoice like the Father's heart, or do I secretly feel resentment because it seems unfair? May these questions not remain only in thought, but lead me to a decision to courageously return and to open my heart to receive the mercy of God.
In a small town, there lived a father named Jacob. He had 2 sons, David and Joseph. Jacob was a gentle father who had spent his life farming to provide for his children. He was not wealthy, but the family's home was always filled with laughter. David, the younger son, was intelligent, energetic, and always dreamed of leaving the small town. Joseph, the elder son, was quiet, diligent, and always stayed close to his father. One day, David said to his father, "Father, I want to go to the city. I want to build my own life. Please give me my share of the inheritance." These words felt like a knife to Jacob's heart. Yet he did not stop his son. He sold part of his land and gave the money to David. He did not hold his son back with tears or blame. He respected David's choice, even though he knew his son might stumble. David went to the city. At first, life seemed glamorous. Friends surrounded him, money flowed freely, and he felt free and successful. But within a few years, the money ran out, friends disappeared, and work became unstable. When an economic downturn hit, David lost his job entirely. From someone living amidst the city lights, David now had to do menial labor for a meager wage. Some nights, he lay in a damp, small room, remembering family meals from years ago. For the first time, David realized he had left not just his home, but also the love of his father. One afternoon, sitting on the sidewalk after work, David wept. He decided to return home, not to reclaim a position, but simply to serve his father. Back in the village, Jacob went to the gate every day. Joseph often saw his father standing silently, gazing down the long road, but he never asked. In Joseph's heart, there was a hint of resentment. Father still thinks of him. Then one day, Jacob saw a familiar figure from afar. The figure was thin, clothes worn, but the father's heart recognized him immediately. He did not wait for David to approach. Jacob ran to embrace his son. David choked out, "Father, I have sinned." But Jacob did not let him finish. He asked Joseph to bring the finest robe and prepared a small feast. Not because David deserved it, but because love does not calculate or withhold. Joseph stood outside, heart heavy with frustration. He felt it was unfair. He had stayed, sacrificed, and remained faithful. Yet his father had never prepared a feast for him. Jacob stepped forward and placed a hand on Joseph's shoulder. "My son, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But your brother was lost and now is found." In that moment, Joseph realized his father had never loved him less. It was just that his father's love was so vast that it could not exclude anyone. This story is not just about David, nor only about Joseph. Sometimes we are the ones who wander, chasing illusions of freedom. Other times, we are the ones who stay, yet carry hearts weighed down by comparison. And in every circumstance, God is like Jacob, the father who never stops waiting, never tires of forgiving, and always steps forward first to embrace his children. What matters is not how far we have gone, but whether we have the courage to return, and the humility to rejoice when others come back as well.